Guys, my outfit matches my notebook. I'll link Shop Blake Porter's website below, and then I'll also tag it on Instagram because the top is so cute. And then I'm obsessed because I had this green eyeshadow. So it's like the top with the green eyeshadow look, and then I just feel adorable. And then I was able to, you know, switch up a hairstyle. Love it. I don't have a bunch of time to film today, so let me get into it. Today, we are going to be getting our lives together. Guys, this is like my favorite thing to do in the world. I love the whole process of resetting. Because maybe like you're resetting after vacation, or maybe you just realize that your life has gotten chaotic and just you're off schedule. I know for me personally, my work schedule changes, and if I don't have the usual days off that I have, my life is like chaotic. Sometimes you just need to reset in life. Today we're gonna have 5 things that you can do to reset life. Personally, I think that I actually do these in this order for the most part, but you don't have to. These 5 things should be your baseline. These are the things that you want to have in your routine consistently or be doing consistently, so that everything else that I'm trying to do on top of it is just extra. Sometimes when we get overwhelmed or we have a lot of stuff to do, it's easy to put this stuff on the back end of your priority list. These are the things that need to be solidified in your own life. This is what people mean when they say taking care of yourself first. Because if you don't have these things set for yourself, then how are you going to really operate at your best capacity with other people? You have to fill up your own cup first before you can fill other people's. That way when you have other things to do, then you can do them properly. Add this into your schedule, and when you're doing these things, don't rush the planning of it. You have to take your time getting these things done and having it at least planned out, and making sure that you have enough time to do each of the steps. So let's jump into it, because again, my time is running low this morning, but it's no problem. First, we're going to want to clean up our space. And when I say your space, I was not always in the space where I had my own house and my own like apartment and multiple things to keep clean. I didn't have my own car to keep clean. So when I say your space, I don't care if like you're younger and you share a room with your sibling, and the only thing that you have to, like me and my sister used to have to have bunk beds, and still like my bunk bed, like my part of the room, the top bunk or the bottom bunk, the stuff that was mine, make sure that stuff is cleaned up. Your space needs to be clean and it needs to be organized. There's multiple levels of what clean actually is. Sometimes it's just doing like a chores clean, like if you're cleaning the kitchen, let's say, like getting dishes done, wiping off counter, sweeping floor. Like those are what I consider and what I grew up considering like chores clean. And then there's like deep cleaning, if you're like washing floorboards and I'm trying to think of another example, but it doesn't even matter. Like there's different levels to clean. Like there's reorganized and clean. And so if you're someone where you're in the getting your life together stage, take a look at your space as if you do not live there and you're a guest coming in. And it's like, what level of clean is this, number 1? And then number 2, do I need to do a deeper clean? If my mindset is just all over the place and I'm stressed and everything like that, my space looks like that. And so this is why it's always the first step for me. I'm like, okay, I need to clean up my house. But yeah, so there's multiple areas that I'm gonna have you look at. So for everyone, because everyone that was watching this video, I'm assuming you have access to a kitchen, a bathroom, and a place that you're sleeping. Those 3 places, clean it. I don't care if you're living with other people and it's not completely your responsibility to keep the kitchen clean, and like your little brother is like not taking care of what he's supposed to, or your husband is, you know, you want him to clean up the kitchen more but he's not doing it. This is for you. So you are going to make sure that that space is clean because it's affecting your mental health and your well-being. And so clean it up. Even if you're tired of it, clean it up. That way you have a nice space to be working in and to be thinking in and creating in and everything like that. For the people that also have like your own house or your own apartment, your own car, your own desk at work, make sure those things are clean, they're organized, that there's not like sticky stuff all over your desk, that there's not a bunch of papers everywhere, that things are organized and you know where to find them. And sometimes for this step, you would need to kind of break it up and make a whole plan of how you're going to get it clean, because sometimes you can't clean it all in one night. You have to look at the capacity that you're running in. I'm a big proponent of like cycle syncing. And if you are on day 1 of your period versus like your follicular phase, which is right after your period, you're gonna have different levels of energy. Sometimes you may have energy to clean your whole entire house in one day, and sometimes you may not. Like sometimes all you can do that day is laundry. Like I know for some reason, like right now I'm feeling a little bit overwhelmed and like trying to get back on track and back on schedule because my work schedule's been off for the past 2 weeks. And like today I'll go grocery shopping, and tomorrow I'll make sure that I do like the clothes to keep things clean and keep them organized. Wherever you spend the most of your time, that should be super, super clean. Declutter it. Wash your sheets. Like especially when you're doing this step, I don't care if you just washed your sheets a couple days ago, wash your sheets again, because there's just something about sleeping in like clean sheets and getting in bed in a clean body, which I'm gonna get to in a second, but clean body, clean sheets, it's like the best feeling ever. I personally love it, and it's just such a nice reset. So clean your sheets, spray something nice so it smells nice, light a candle, like do whatever you need to do to make that space feel warm, comfortable, inviting, clean, so you don't have to worry about that. Number 2, clean yourself, okay? Again, sometimes like when you're in a depressive episode, like hygiene and everything can just go downhill. Or if you're super busy, it's like, oh shoot, like now my nails are like, you know, like I've stopped getting my nails done, so like they'll grow out and I'm like, oh, like those look a little bit crazy. And things just kind of get away from us with life, and especially taking care of ourselves. So for this step, look at the beauty treatments that you normally have done, and is it time to get those things done again? Again, for me, eyebrows, wax. Have I gotten those done? Like, is it time to get them done again? For some people, nails, hair, lashes, like, is it time to get those things done? Second question is, do I have the money to get those things done? And if you don't, DIY whatever you can. I really, really believe that each woman should have a baseline for how to take care of yourself at the minimum, at the most basic level, so that you feel comfortable and confident in whatever baseline that is for you. I mean, no getting your hair like done without your nails on, without your lashes on. Like, can you do the basic maintenance for yourself in order to still feel confident? Because what if something like COVID happens again and everything shuts down? Like, there was no reason for everyone to be feeling, well, I understand feeling so frumpy, but like for everyone to be feeling like, oh my gosh, what am I gonna do now? Because I don't have access to my beauticians. Well, the other thing is, if getting your beauty treatments done is going to go against whatever goals you have set or whatever you're trying to do, like if you're working on not spending money and you're putting your money towards debt, or you're working on saving up for something and getting like, you know, $300 knotless braids is gonna throw off your schedule, then don't do it. Because if you go against your goal, you're still not going to feel better once you get it done, because yeah, you got this done, but now you're $300 less, and you were trying to save up for a car, and now you have less money. So okay, and then take an everything shower, guys. Like, again, if you are not in the financial position to like get certain things for yourself for a good everything shower, then make it yourself. Like, I believe if you're taking an everything shower, you should be using some type of scrub or exfoliation. And if you don't have money to get some type of specific scrub, get some sugar, get some like olive oil, and make a little scrub at home, because you can literally do that. Like, God gave us the ingredients to make whatever type of scrub that we need to make to have the products that we need. So if you're running low on something and you want to do like a face mask, look up face mask, DIY, like what type of face mask you can do with stuff in the kitchen, like with egg whites and stuff like that. You don't have to go out to buy it yourself. If you shave, like, let's talk about legs. It's winter, right? It is freezing. I don't know about where you guys are, but it is freezing here. It's like, it's 30 degrees, okay? And sometimes it's like, well, what the heck do I need to shave my legs for? Because my legs aren't going to be out anyways. You are shaving your legs for yourself. Shaving your legs is not for other people. If you shave your legs, and like if in the summer you shave your legs because you don't want people to see hair on your legs, don't you feel better like when it's shaved anyways, like when you get to feel how smooth your legs are? And if that makes you feel more comfortable and more confident, then why wouldn't you do it for yourself even though nobody can see it? Because you can see it and you can feel it. So when you take this everything shower and you do a scrub and you shave your legs, and now your legs are like smooth and soft, and then you get to put on, like I have these satin pajama pants that are purple that were my grandma's, and they're like the most comfortable, like comfy, like luxurious. I love putting those satin pajamas on, especially after I just shaved my legs. So shave them, even if it's not for someone else. Same thing with my armpits. Like I'm like, it's winter, I don't really need to, like nobody's gonna see them. Shave them if it makes you feel comfortable and feel confident, and that way when you're in your house and you want to wear a little strapless shirt, you can, because it's not like, oh, like I feel like, you know. You shouldn't be shaving for other people, is really the bottom line. Because if you're doing it for other people, then personally I don't believe that you should be doing it. If you're doing it for yourself because it feels good for yourself, then cool. I think I'll leave that there. But yeah, in the shower, like scrub, shave. If you do your own hair, and like now's the time to do your hair, wash your hair so your hair feels clean. And when you're taking this everything shower, take your time. Like take a 30-minute shower. Take an hour-long shower. I know some people take like 5-minute showers, but like take a longer shower so that you can really like smell, use your senses, like smell how great the soap feels. That you can feel how the scrub like feels on your skin when it's exfoliating, and after, like how smooth your legs feel and how smooth your arms feel. Like use your senses, because God gave them to you, and you can also use them for yourself. Like sometimes take a shower like with the lights off, because that big bright light is just too much for me sometimes. In our bathroom we have 2 lights. Like sometimes I'll just use one of the lights so that it's a little bit dimmer in there. That way I just feel more like in the shower and in my own little world. So yeah, take a really good everything shower, and then put on, and if you take your showers in the morning, put on an outfit that's going to make you feel great that day. And if you take your showers at night, put on some really cute pajamas or something that's going to make you feel cute and confident after you take the shower. At minimum, if you're not like a big, like, oh, I don't want to do all the scrubs and all the what's it called, and that's not going to make me feel great, still the most important thing here is your hygiene. Floss, and start flossing consistently, and you add that into your routine, but we'll get to that in a second, I think. Yeah. Brush your teeth, clean up your nails, like clean up your hygiene. Take your showers every day. Do your morning and night routine, which is going to jump us to point 3. So having a routine is really, really important, guys. It's especially in the morning. There is a book, if you want to read it, or I wonder how I did just a breakdown. I don't know if I got the whole, no, I got the whole book. So there's a book, it's called The Miracle Morning by Hal Elrod. It gives you the reasons that you should do certain things in your morning routine. I think there's 6 steps if I remember correctly. And he's like, if you do each of those things for 10 minutes, like I think it's like meditating, stretching, journaling, something like that. Do each of those things for 10 minutes, then you have an hour-long morning routine that's going to set you up for success for your day. If you do each of those things for 1 minute, you're going to have a 6-minute morning routine that's going to set you up for success for your day. Set yourself up for the day in the morning, and then set yourself up for the next day at night. With that being said, turn off social media in the morning and at night. You do not need it on right before you go to sleep and right before you wake up. I really say like minimum 30 minutes. Do not have it on. It's going to affect your sleep. It's going to affect your dopamine in the morning when you wake up. You're going to be chasing that little high the whole entire day. Cut it out. You don't need it. Routines are really personal. You need to find whatever routine is best for you. And like I said, even with your cycle, like we're women, with your cycle, sometimes you may need to switch things around. Sometimes when you're on your period, you may need to spend more time actually staying in bed instead of jumping right up and going to do yoga or going for a walk, because that doesn't feel good for you. I know if I, excuse me, if I wake up in the morning and I am super tired, I do my prayer journal in the morning. So if I sit in bed and I'm like laying down doing my prayer journal, if that is going to have me go back to sleep, then I'll wake up and I'll brush my teeth first and like use the bathroom, and then I'll know that since I'm already up when I get back in bed to actually do my prayer journal, it's going to be, I'm not going to fall back asleep. So start to learn yourself, but those things take time. Find a routine that you really like. And then when you're doing this reset later, because chances are you're going to need to reset because of something, you're going to know what routine you're going to need to be at and come back to. Oh, so at night, do not skip your skincare routine. Add that in, like wash your face at night, brush your teeth at night. Don't skip that step. You are never going to regret a decision a good decision. Yeah. You're never going to regret a good decision. And you're never going to regret something that you're doing for your future self. In the morning, once you did your skincare routine, like for example, last night, I had on like this makeup look yesterday because I'm not even going to get into it because I don't have time. But I had on a really similar makeup look yesterday. I was laying in bed. I was so tired yesterday after the day that I had. I was sitting there laying in bed. I still had on my makeup and I'm like, I do not want to do this. It's going to take me 2 minutes to do it. My sister always says, like, if it's going to take you 2 minutes to do something, you might as well just do it. So I'm like, let me get out of bed and so I can, wash my face. So in the morning when I need to do my makeup again, I'm starting with a fresh face, and so my face doesn't break out, because that's a whole week-long consequence of something that I didn't do because I didn't take 2 minutes to do it. So make sure that you do your skincare. Oh, last thing on this point is pay attention to how you go to sleep. Meaning, sometimes people go to sleep with like all the lights on and the TV on. I personally don't think that you should go to sleep with the lights on and the TV on. I just don't think that it's not going to get you good sleep. However, I know how difficult it is for when you're used to going to sleep, especially with the TV on or noise in the background, how hard it is to go to sleep with nothing, if you're not used to your subconscious thoughts just coming up. So what I say to do is switch the content that you're listening to when you're going to sleep. The crime TV show that you have on is not going to help you sleep well. It's like when you're in your most vulnerable, like subconscious whatever, you're listening to all the crimes of America. Cut it out. So when you go to sleep, you can listen to videos like this. You can listen to things that are going to help you get your finances together. One that I love to do is when I go to sleep, if like you're working on your relationship with God, go to the Bible app, click the little play button, and you can listen, like especially if you choose like the NLT or the Message version, which is more like a story time version of the Bible. It's kind of like I was speaking to you now in Bible, but turn that on and then go to sleep to that, because it's still like the noise, but then it's putting something in your brain that you want in your subconscious. Listen to videos that are going to help you before you go to sleep. Videos, sounds, whatever. So don't play with your sleep and don't play with how you start your day. It's going to have such a huge impact on everything. Guys, my camera, I was gonna say died. It didn't even die. I don't even feel like getting into it. But if the lighting looks different, that's because it is, because it's now night time. But I want to make sure that I get through all of the points that I had, and so this is fine. So if I repeat anything from this morning, that is why. It's because it's 2 different times and I don't know what I said a couple hours ago. But yeah, so 2 more things. Number 4 and number 5, it's split into 3 subpoints, if that makes sense. The first thing that you need to cut out, social media. I love taking social media breaks. Like a couple years ago, I took my first one. It was after I wasn't in school. I stopped school in the middle of my sophomore year because I was having some financial, whatever. And it was literally in the middle of the semester. And while I was not in school, it was hard to be on social media and see, like, I had severe FOMO. I'm so grateful I don't have that FOMO anymore. But I was So I felt like I was missing everything because I was on social media, and every single time I would get on social media, I would see people in the yard, you know, having a good time. I would see people like at whatever party. I would see an event that was happening that people were promoting, and I just like, oh my gosh, I'm missing everything. So I had to get off for my own like mental health and mental well-being because it was not putting me in a good space. And that 2019, like, what is that, winter, springtime, especially, I really wasn't in a good space anyways. I was just talking to my sister about that. Like, it just was not a good time for me. And so I got off of social media during that time. It was great to be disconnected from the world and disconnected from what everybody else was doing, and I could just focus on me, and I could focus on healing and just living life. And I highly recommend taking a social media break. Since for the purposes of this, like, you know, I said getting your life together, really it only takes a week depending on the state of which your life is in. But, you know, if you've never taken a social media break and a week just feels super long, break it up. Like, maybe take a day, maybe take an afternoon, like break it up in little chunks that's going to make you feel comfortable with it. Because anytime off social media is going to make you feel a little bit better. Social media is really, when you get off of it, you realize how much of a distraction it is from what you truly desire to happen with your life, or what you truly desire in life in general. And I'm not saying that just because you're on social media, you're getting influenced by what other people are doing. Just because so-and-so has a pony doesn't mean that you're going to want to go out and get a pony. But it's more so, you're spending so much time consuming things that you don't have the time to really sit with yourself and think, what do I want out of life? What am I using this as a distraction for? And how can I start to do the things that I really want to do in life? How can I really start to move towards my purpose? Social media, it takes up so much space in the little times that we're supposed to be able to sit in silence and think. It puts something there, like when you get off social media, you'll realize how often you go to open the app as soon as you have a second like of downtime. Like if it's like your a really good one that I realize that I do a lot is, as soon as I get to a red light, I pick up my phone. And it's like, I'm gonna be at this red light for probably 2 minutes max. I can't sit here for 2 minutes and just pay attention to like what's going on. Why do I need to be on social media? So it helps you learn that you have habits like that, and then also just be able to really focus on whatever you need to focus on. Number 2, to cut out substances. And when I say substances, I mean alcohol, caffeine, smoking, and sugar. When you start to cut out the substances, you start to realize how dependent you've actually become on the substance. And when you cut this out, there's a really great TikToker. I'm gonna have to find her name. Her name is Lauren, I think. I'm gonna have to find her name on TikTok. She is a recovering alcoholic, or she was an alcoholic, or she is. There's certain language, but she was an alcoholic. And she was talking about how when she was struggling with alcohol, she did a dry January. And she was like, I'm going to do this to prove to myself that I don't have a drinking problem. So the whole entire time she was doing it, she was like, see, I can make it 30 days. Like, I don't have a drinking problem. And instead of focusing on how she felt without the alcohol and what she needed to address without the alcohol, she was focused on, let me just get through this month so I can prove to myself that I can get through this month. And then once I get through this month, I'm good, I'm set. I love watching her TikToks because there's like a TikTok trend too where it's like sober curious. And I feel like I'm sometimes in that realm, because it's like drinking just doesn't always feel necessary to me. And I'm grateful that I've had that realization with cutting out substances. For example, with drinking, when I moved out of my parents' house, because my parents had a dry house, they don't drink at all, I was like, finally, when I want to drink, I can. Like, if I want to wind down with a glass of wine, then I can, right? I was realizing that when I was winding down, let's say I have my glass of wine at 7, by like 8:30, I would be extremely tired because the glass of wine is like wearing off. And so then you have two choices. You could either keep drinking, or you could just be tired. And I'm like, I don't want to be tired and go to bed yet. Or I would just go to sleep early. So then my sleep schedule is thrown off because I had this glass of wine, and then I don't really sleep well with alcohol in my system at all. So then I wouldn't sleep well, and then I would wake up and then I would just feel like a little bit off, like just a little bit, just not completely focused, just a little bit anxious. My stomach wouldn't be processing how it's supposed to, just a little bit. Or let's say that I decided to go ahead and have another glass of wine. It's like, okay, in order to keep up with this, you have to keep drinking so that I don't keep getting tired. But then I'm getting, like, I've been drinking more. So when I'm drinking more, the effects of the alcohol is worse. So after, like, when I'm ready to go to bed and I go to sleep, again, I'm really not sleeping well then. Then I really wake up with anxiety, and then my stomach is really not functioning in the morning. And that's happening on what? A Wednesday night because I wanted to wind down with a glass of wine? It doesn't make any sense. I'm like, this, actually, when I think about it, it literally doesn't make any sense. I'm winding down for an hour to end up feeling sick for 12. And even if it's not feeling sick, like I feel heavily sick, like I'm hungover, it's still affecting how I operate in my day-to-day life. And it's not worth it to do that in the middle of the week just so I can have a cute little drink. So I realized that you don't have to put alcohol in your cute little cups to have your cute little drinks. I love cute glassware. Like, I feel like this is such like a girly, like cute girl thing. I love cute glass. Oh, can you? I love cute glassware. Like, martini glasses are literally my favorite. I just feel like they're so, it's such a vibe. It's such a vibe to just sit here with your martini glass. It's just, I love it. So, and I just got those. I thrifted them because, you know, I'm a thrift shopper now. But yeah, it just didn't feel like it was worth it. And I'm like, oh, I can put other things in my cups. I can put kombucha in there. I can put coconut water in there. I can make a mocktail. But look up the mocktails. Like, look up the substitute for whatever substance that you want to have. Like, for alcohol, you have mocktails. And there's mocktails that are beneficial for your health. With caffeine, what is it? I think it's dates. I think it's dates that help have like give you an energy boost. So you can add that in instead. For smoking, I saw another, y'all realize how much I'm on TikTok. That's why I always say to get off social media, because I have so much information from TikTok because I'm on it all the time. A different TikTok was talking about how smoking, I think it was in regards to vaping, it was like, really, part of the reason that smoking is so relaxing is it's because it's you taking deep breaths. So substitute it for deep breathing and working on breath work. There's so many YouTube videos and everything out there. Sugar, there's so many natural sugars out there. Figure out how to make a healthy ice cream or a healthy hot chocolate. Like, there's so many substitutes for these vices that we have. But going all the way back to what I was talking about, when you cut the things out, you realize how dependent you really are on it. You notice if you can't go to sleep without it. You notice if you can't eat without it. You notice if you are cranky without it. Pay attention. The best thing that I did this year was get so in tune with my body. Like, I can really tell if I'm tired, if I'm irritated, if I'm feeling sick, like what part of me is feeling sick. It is so beautiful to know yourself so deeply. Pay attention. Like, why am I irritated? Did you get enough sleep? Did you get enough food? And if all of your basic needs are met and you're feeling a little irritated and the only thing that's different is that you didn't have your caffeine, then maybe that's, you know, maybe that's what's causing your irritation. It'll help you see if you really need to actually start scaling back on these things a lot more than you think because you have a dependency on it. And I know that it can also be really scary to realize that you may have a dependency on that sort of thing. It's okay if it's a scary thing, but it's still necessary. We don't want to live our lives dependent on whatever substance to make sure that we're in a good mood and that we are happy and that we function in our day-to-day life. So, and then the third thing to cut out, third thing in point number 4, is cut out unhealthy eating. Now, when I say this, I'm not telling you not to eat. I think sometimes when you try to switch from being healthy and do something so drastic as a change, it's like, well, since all I've been eating is like America's Best, like, I don't feel like cooking anything, so I'm just not going to eat. or like being healthy is like not eating, I'm going to skip breakfast. No, you need fuel in your body to be able to do all of these things. You need fuel in your body in order for your brain to function properly, for your digestive system to function properly. It doesn't work. Like you're not functioning at your highest capacity. And then again, for me, because I work on my digestive issues, if you don't have enough food in your stomach to digest, then you cannot digest your food. Your body needs the food to continue. You need food to do your process. So don't cut out eating like everything. But the first food that you thought of when I said cut out unhealthy eating, and you're like, oh no, she's talking about soda, she's talking about fried food, she's talking about sweets. Like whatever came to your mind first, that's what you should cut out while you're doing this little life reset, because that's probably what you know that you need to get rid of. And it's good to take a little break from whatever's been kind of dragging you down. It's a really good time to start. So don't do, in my opinion, don't do everything at once, because I don't think that that's sustainable. And when you do this little reset, we want it to be our baseline. So start to cut out the little things, and then you can start to add things on later on, which brings me to point number 5, which is the things that you can add in. So we cut out the unhealthy foods. Of course, we want to add in the healthy foods. Add in drinking water, because water will fix your life. If you are like, I don't know what's going on, I have headaches, I'm not feeling well, I'm tired, like my skin is breaking out, literally anything, it's going to enhance your life so much. And when you start to drink water, you'll realize how much your body actually needs it. But I realized that the way that your body, okay, so when I started to drink water, I think I was in high school, like drink water consistently. And I didn't really realize how much it was helping me till I was drinking it. And then I stopped, and then I saw all the reasons, like all the things come up because I wasn't drinking water. Then I started drinking it again, and I was like, oh. So if you're not used to being a water drinker, which is perfectly fine, what I would recommend is start like trickling, no pun intended, but start trickling it in a little bit into your lifestyle. So in the morning, like when you wake up, have a glass of water, or just have 1 water bottle a day. Like make sure you have like a little water bottle with you. Changing your habits super fast is not sustainable. So if you never drink water and you're used to drinking soda all the time or drinking juice all the time, and then you get a gallon water bottle and you're like, I'm gonna drink a gallon of water a day, yeah, you're gonna be overwhelmed and feel sick. A couple days later, you're gonna be like, forget this, like what was the point of it? So bring it in a little at a time. See how much water you're actually supposed to be drinking, and make a long-term plan of how you can eventually get to that. And then eating healthy, again, trickle it in. Maybe you start eating like a healthy breakfast, and then for the rest of the day, you can continue having the diet that you had before. Maybe start adding in vegetables with your dinner. Like I made burgers tonight for dinner, but I have green beans on the side. That way I can have a green with my dinner and still have vegetables. Just progress with it. And then sooner, like, what is the quote? It's we overestimate what we can do in 1 year, but we underestimate what we can do in 5. It's something like that, where it's like you can do so much if you just take the slow progression of it, instead of trying to do everything like, okay, I have vacation coming up, let me chug a bunch of water now, let me get my body together, and let me, eat healthy right before my vacation. When if you just start to slowly progress to that lifestyle, then you'll start to feel a lot better. Number 2, to add in your connection with God. There is nothing like being able to have like a true and deep connection with God. And if you're not there, that is absolutely okay. But when you're restarting your life, resetting, getting your life together, it is the perfect time to add this in, because you can add in getting connected with God with the steps that you already have planned out, like these other steps that we already talked about. What I mean is, like I said, for social media, I would sit there and be like, okay, I'm off social media. I have way too much time on my hands now. What am I supposed to do when I do have that second of downtime where I want to be on social media? What am I supposed to replace this with? Once you get off social media, there's some like need to still scroll. So sometimes I'll scroll through my pictures, but the other thing that I will scroll through is the Bible app. Again, such a hack. It's such a hack. Where is my phone? Hold on, let me get my phone so I can show you guys like the Bible app. Hold on. So I realized I don't want to put people's business out there. I don't know, like you have friends on the Bible app. It's like social media. Well, kind of like social media, but this is my own feed. You can see, like, you can scroll through the Bible app like it's like Twitter or Threads or whatever people use nowadays. I got off of Twitter. I couldn't deal with that app anymore. When you start to add friends on here, you'll see, like, you can see other people's Bible verses. A lot of the times I've gone on this app when I was like stressed or didn't know what to do. Like, I just felt lost. Maybe like if I went on this app and scrolled through some of the Bible verses, some of the verses that my friends would highlight on the app would speak exactly to whatever situation I was just in. It's a great way to get closer to God. It's a great way to learn, like, start to know the Bible and just see different verses that you may not have seen before. I love the Bible app because, like I said, with the thing about the night routine and being able to just click play at the bottom and then have the Bible just read through, and then also being able to scroll through like the friends feed, like it's social media, like you can see people's notes if they added and it's public. You can see what plans people are doing. There's devotionals on there. It is such a great app and it's free. For your morning routine is adding in praying and journaling. Like I have a prayer journal, but adding that in as part of your routine. There's so many different ways to just add connection to God through that. Even if you add like to your routine, like going outside and noticing nature, like that connects you to God too. There's Bible verses about how just being able to see the nature and the beauty of God just shows that God exists, like right there, because the trees, the birds, like the sky, the moon, like God is there, like creating all of this. Like you can just feel God's presence in nature. A lot of the times when I cut things out, I do it as a fast. So I do that along with praying with a specific intention. Fasting, that could be a whole different video, but if you guys want that video, let me know. When you cut things out and you have more silence and you have a morning routine, you have a night routine, you're taking care of yourself, you're not using whatever substance that you're used to using or taking. I was thinking sugar. Eating whatever substance you're used to eating, or whatever you're used to going to, or whatever noise you're used to hearing. There's just more silence, and when there's more silence, you can hear from God, because a lot of the times he speaks in a whisper, and when it's silent, you can hear what he's saying more. So just don't doubt that you're literally hearing from him, because you are. And just you can pray about that, like, I want to hear from you more, God, and then he'll speak to you. He loves talking to his children. And then last point is, the last thing to add in is gratitude. Gratitude will 100% change your life. There's something that's so beautiful about being able to be content in whatever season you're in. My favorite Bible verse is Ecclesiastes 3:1, I think. It's just everything, there's a season and a time for every purpose under the heavens. So there's seasons for everything, and just learning to enjoy the season that you're in is going to make you feel at peace. It's going to make you feel like life is worth living, because life is worth living in every single stage that you're in. Even if it's super hard, even if you're in a super happy point, like life is beautiful all around. Ways to put gratitude into your life. I know that a lot of the times people say like, oh, get a gratitude journal and write down 5 things you're grateful for every day. That's great. Add it into your morning routine. It's great practice. But every single step of the day, or every time I feel like a complaint is coming up, I try to pair it with gratitude. And even sometimes I have to catch myself, like if I'm talking to people, especially when I'm talking to people that I'm more used to speaking negatively about, not about them, but like when I'm around them, I notice that I'm speaking more negatively about life, more complaints. When I catch it, I will say whatever out loud. Like I said in my other video about forgiving people, give people whatever excuse. But it's the same thing with being grateful. For example, I was filming this video this morning and I was running late for work already, and I was like, you know what, I'm gonna continue to film the video so that I can get the video done, get it edited, and get it out of there, even though I'm like running short on time. So I was rushing through these last points, and I was I get up to leave. I'm like changing my outfit because, you know, this is a again, super cute top. I just can't wear it to work, of course. So, you know, I'm changing out of my cute little comfy top, and then I'm like, ugh, I just really want to see, like, make sure I captured everything I needed to for the video. I get up, I go to check the video. Again, there's like a timer for how long I can record on the camera. The video cut off like maybe 15 or 20 minutes of me talking. It's just missed. And I'm like, oh my gosh. I was so mad. And I'm honest, I'm so angry because I'm like, I just wanted to get this video done. I wanted it to be seamless. I wanted the lighting to look the same, and now it's ruined. I'm like, I'm gonna have to film this video again. But just decided, I'm like, okay, get the anger out, shake the anger out. I'm upset about it. Take a deep breath. What do I want to do? I'll just film the video tonight. And if I look at the situation, because I thought about complaining to multiple people about this, but the thing is that me not being able to film this video this morning, and now I can film it now, instead of rushing through all of these points, I have time to actually talk with you guys about the little sub points and little tidbits, and to add in little stories and take my time and not be rushing while I'm talking, because I'm doing it now and I don't have a time limit tonight. And once I get done, you know, go take a shower, eat my burger, and read my book. And I'm not in a rush right now to finish these last points, and I wasn't in a rush to finish the first couple of points. So now we have a video that's not rushed. And so it's like, wow, I'm so grateful that I have another opportunity to film this video. I'm so grateful that I have a camera to film the video on. Sometimes the camera gets on my nerves, but I'm so grateful that I have a camera to film the video on, because I filmed my first video on my phone, and my husband looked at me like I was crazy because he's a photographer, and he's like, why wouldn't you just use my camera? I'm like, because I don't want to use your camera. And he's like, no, use my camera. And he got me set up, and he was like, this is what you need to do. Showed me how to use the camera, showed me how to get everything set up with the lights and everything. And now I have a camera to use. Like, I'm so grateful for him. I'm grateful that I have a camera and I have a photographer husband. And I'm grateful that I'm able to sit here and talk about things that I've learned in life and things that I'm currently implementing and learning, and that, you know, that there's just space to be able to do this, and that you guys are sitting here and taking the time to watch it. Start to add in the gratitude in every single thing that you have, because in every single situation there's something to be grateful for. Again, not saying to have like toxic positivity where you're only thinking, oh, let me just look on the bright side. Still feel your emotions. I'm still highly annoyed this morning and let myself be frustrated, but, you know, I'm like, okay, did I talk to someone about it this morning? I may have talked about it, I don't really remember, but it's like, you know, talk it out, shake it out, come up with a plan, and then look on the bright side of it. And you're going to start feeling so much better in life, and you're going to catch how often you're actually being negative about things in life that you don't have to have a negative opinion on. Like work can really get on my nerves, but I'm so grateful that I have a job. I'm grateful that I like my coworkers. I'm grateful that we can control the temperature in the office, and depending on who I'm working with, the temperature, like, we can come to a common agreement about what temperature it needs to be in the office. I'm grateful that I have a little space heater. Like, it's just such the little things in life. There's so many little things and little treasures that will help you feel better about whatever situation you're going through. Okay, I'm having such camera issues today, guys. I'm having such camera issues. So I don't know if I already mentioned the camera issues that I have, but then I checked the end of the video and my camera ran out of space. So I'm gonna wrap this up. Gratitude will change your life. It's such a, my range is going, it's such a hack. It's such a great thing to just have for life in general. So yeah, just really throw that in there. You're like, whew. I got a lot of restatements to say when I'm saying things like, oh, I can't believe it's raining today. Wow, I'm so grateful for the rain, and that I have cute little rain boots to put on when it's raining. Like, you'll start to notice it a lot. But I love you guys so much. Thank you for watching. If you have any tips that you are that you do, put those in the comments below too to help people out. And I love you guys so much. I hope that you have a great rest of your night or a great rest of your day, and I'll talk to you soon.